Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics or randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for another episode of Animaniacs, another Christmas episode, episode 50. Now, this one is separated more into short little stories instead of one long story, and sometimes they could be good or bad. Usually I prefer one story so that things have room to breathe. But in this case, I thought it was for the better, and I do think it was better than the last holiday episode of Animaniacs, episode 49. I do say this was a better step up. I thought it was a bit more creative, and I think this is a case where the short little segments, separate stories, actually worked out for the better. And you had that in the previous episode, but I don't know, just this one seemed a little bit more creative juices were flowing. There's a little bit where the three are singing a song about how to take a pratfall by slipping on ice. I've fallen and I can't get up. I'm like, are you Steve Urkel? I'm sure there's other people that said before, but anytime I hear that line, I always think of Steve Urkel. So these little asides, they have a couple of these segments called Good Idea, Bad Idea. Good idea, caroling at Christmas. Bad idea, caroling in July. And then they get fried by fireworks. Or good idea, find Easter eggs at Easter. Bad idea, finding Easter eggs at Christmas. Just the egg would be rotten. Like those little bits kind of in and out. Either they work or they don't. I thought they were kind of cute. This show, I thought the references actually worked for its benefit. Slappy the squirrel is singing, well, she's not singing, but she's telling a story, Twas the Night Before Christmas, telling her nephew, oh, I thought I heard sleigh bells. No, those are LAPD choppers. I just didn't expect her to say that, but I thought that was rather funny. Is that Santa? No, those are LAPD choppers. Just not something I would expect. See, when it catches me off guard like that, to me that makes it even a bit funnier. Again, I guess just preference type of thing. And then she's telling the story about the three Yakko Wacko and Dot at Christmas, as for good chunk of it's done in rhyme. And when I said references like the security guard, good night, Mr. Teton, that's a lovely sedan, and it's the Batmobile, it goes out. Like, again, those kind of nods were fun. Because it's of the time, it's the Warner Brothers lot, it's a movie lot. So the circumstances, the plot, it made sense. It's a movie lot, you would get references to Warner Brothers movies. And again, they were, clever bits. Oh, the guard was laying his finger inside his nose, which the network censors because they found totally gross. I'm like, first off, thank you for censoring that. Because, believe me, nowadays you would see people like dig in for gold in the nose. But then also to make it clever with that rhyme. And then what's why it has kind of these random moments. Something called Jingle Boo, where it's this weird random short of a chicken wearing a Santa outfit, doesn't speak English, seems like an actual chicken, just happened to be in a Santa suit, and people thought he was Santa. Then they get pissed, then he's kicked out, but then he's kicked out and is into an actual Santa sleigh, and then they let him join the chicken along their Santa route. And it was very random, and I'm like, okay, just a random aside, but it was interesting because I think it was interesting because I'm like, okay, I didn't see it coming. I'm like, okay, that's not an established character, that's not an established lineup. Yakko Wacko Dot, Slappy the squirrel, there's the one little kid and her dog, there's the cat that sings, and her dog that sounds like Rain Man. Like, just kind of random asides they would do every once in a while. I would say one of the better ones is Yakko Wacko Dot in a toy store. What I was cool was it had nice animation, the way they moved around the store, and you had different camera techniques. Not sure that's the best way to put it, but like how they kind of swirl around the store and the camera's not cutting and following them. Or there's a bit where each of them are down an aisleway and you see the camera and one's going towards the camera, then goes to another and another's going towards the camera. Then it goes to this third aisle and the third dot is going towards the camera. And it did that because all three of them are converging at one point. And pretty much they fight this security system that's like a giant robot. And most of it is done without dialogue, except at the very end. I thought, okay, this is kind of a nice choice. Nice to let the animation tell the story, not using dialogue. And shows that you can tell a story without that. You can tell it visual-wise. And of the segments, I seemed like the one that had a little bit more animation detail. Just with the action, the fluidity, little like camera spots, which is weird to say with animation. At the very end of the episode, they had some song about the big universe. I don't really know why. For a Christmas episode, they decided to sing about how big the universe is. That seemed kind of random, but not random, kind of random in a question mark, huh? It's pretty much this song about the country's so big, but then the world is so big, but then the universe is so big, and then like repeat the song over and over. I guess it was a way for animation, the animators to get a bit creative with how it's moving from the world to universe and making the universe bigger and bigger. I mean, you did some nice details animator-wise. To maybe get to do some things to stretch their artistic muscles. But it just didn't seem like it fit to me compared with the rest of the episode. Because it really didn't have anything to do with Christmas. It wasn't Christmas carols, or wasn't Christmas stories, or wasn't a Christmas song, or again, when they're being chased by the big robot, it is in a toy store. Here, it's like, well, what this is really, this could have been in any episode than a Christmas one. It just seemed like, well, let's put it in here because we need a bit more time. We need this amount of time. Plug it in there. Oh well. I don't know, it just seemed like it didn't fit with the themes of the rest of the episode. It seemed like it was something from another episode. But maybe it's just me. But again, I like the variety. I thought the variety in here worked a bit better than the previous episode. And you didn't have that annoying cat that would sing with her Rain Man wannabe dog. Because I'm not a fan of that. A decent chunk of Yakko Wacko and Dot, who are the best characters, thus they're the stars. The good idea, bad idea, they're so quick, even if they don't hit, you move along so fast, but they could be rather clever, the good idea, bad idea, little segments. And, well, I almost forgot the worst one was Wacko coming out doing a Jingle Bell concert with burping. Which almost made me sick. And I would say that was the worst segment. Easily the worst segment. Because it's just him, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle all the way. But it's all with burps. And it goes on for like 2 minutes. In fact, he takes a break for Dot to give him like water, soda, I should say soda and something, and then he does it again. This goes up like 2 minutes of him burping a song. I never found that stuff. I'm sorry, I don't find burping funny. I don't find farting funny. Piss jokes funny. That's just not me. That's just not my preference in comedy. It's not my preference in humor. And it almost made me gag. I keep hearing for 2 minutes a guy burping. And almost wanted to puke. Dayglow. So again, that's my least favorite. I think that was the worst part. But the rest of it, you could just edit that part. Take out the song with the big universe because that didn't fit. And just have one more segment. I don't know. One more segment. Even if it was like a Brain Christmas segment or something. Do something with Pinky and the Brain. Like they don't steal Santa's sleigh to take over the world. For whatever reason. Just have that segment plugged in and do something like that and there you go. But overall, for the most part, I did like it. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.